Welcome to Martini Time. So, it's been a great day. It's warming up. I don't have to wear my gloves. And this is my last Beefeater's gin, so it's back to the cheap stuff tomorrow. And I started today with the watching the Golden Globe speech by Oprah Winfrey. And it brought tears to my eyes. And it brought energy to my fingers. I've been writing about it today. And also I've been looking into and inquiring into charisma. And what is it? And obviously Oprah Winfrey was exhibiting charisma. It's power. It's power to motivate and power to awaken. Power to apply vision or give vision. And I got to thinking, what is the role of the American president? And while we all want a good manager, we want a skilled politician or a skilled CEO, or we want somebody that understands diplomacy and foreign policy, and somebody who understands Congress, kind of like an LBJ. We want a man who or a woman who is skilled in the art of government. But all of those are managerial skills. What we really want and what we really need is a vision orator. A vision orator. Somebody who can speak the word that gives the nation vision and motivates them to move towards it. That's the role of the president. I mean, he can hire. Of course, that was the promise of Trump. I'll hire good people. But anyway, the president will bring in the people, the managers. And Congress will pass the legislation. That's their job. He can sign it or not. But even if he vetoes something, the Congress can override. So what is really the importance of the president is to the office itself is the dynamic center of a society. And that dynamic center moves the society towards greater unity. Life drives towards unity. That's what life does. It's not like something makes life do that. That's what life is. Life is creative or dynamic unity. It's always creating unity out of chaos. Life changes. Life is breaking up. And life always creates unity. And when we have a gap where unity stops, we have a tremendous tension building, like a rubber band stretching. The gap between the dam in unity and the drive for unity. See, life drives towards unity. And when something comes up and says, stop, a tension begins to build. And a stress begins to build. And people become psychotic. A nation can become psychotic. A nation can become schizophrenic collectively. Psychosis, schizophrenia is a psychosis, but it's kind of like a form of it. But a psychosis is the loss of the dynamic center that gives coherence and unity and order to reality. So we're in a fragmented world now. We're in a fragmented reality, America is. Other nations scratch their heads. What's going on? It's like your uncle has gone crazy. See? He's not making sense anymore. He's irrational. What's going on? It's this drive of life to create unity that's run up against a brick wall. And the brick wall cannot stand against the force of life for long. Now, this brick wall has been up for decades. It's been growing. It's called movement conservatism. And so, now Trump wants to build a wall. This is a metaphor for blocking the dynamic unity of change and life itself, which is always inclusive. You see. And so the stress we're feeling is going to call, life itself is going to call for a unifier. It has to. Life will call, create, call for a unifying voice or word that will break the gridlock and begin to open up the pouring out of this built-up stress for change and unity. A country divided cannot stand. Period. A mind divided cannot stand. It falls into psychosis. Psychosis is an isolated mythological world of images that is cut off from the rest of reality, like those in Plato's cave, watching images on the screen of their own mind. Does that sound familiar? Believing their reality is the true reality and everyone else is false. That's the definition of psychosis. For me, anyway, from what I read. So anyway, I listened to Oprah's talk this morning, and I cried. Now, when you listen to somebody speak and you cry, what's that a clue of? Something's moving. There's a unity forming between you and the speaker. You're not separate object, subject. The subject and the object are one when you cry. When you listen to a speech, or you talk to somebody and you cry, the tear, is the sign of life's unity, compassion, the union of the joy and the sorrow of life. Now, Oprah Winfrey, if not anything else, you can say she has empathy. Compassion. Her whole life has been empathetic, feeling the sorrow of others. And remember when she teamed up with Eckhart Tolle in that remarkable discussion? I don't know how long ago it was, but it introduced millions and millions of people to the spiritual teaching of Eckhart Tolle. So she's been a promoter of spiritual teaching, a promoter of spiritual people. And a spiritual person is one who promotes unity. A spiritual person is somebody who's in alignment with life. Then they speak and they do unity. Their effort and their intention is always unity, unity, unity. Never division, never division. So that's basically what a spiritual person is. So from that definition, Oprah's a spiritual person. Her drive has been unity, empathy. Unity, 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 you see. So I don't know if Oprah's going to be president, but I do know this, that the suffering of our nation, the suffering of life, we are life, is going to call up a unifier. That out of the chaos and the rubble of the past 40 years, which has kind of like come to a pimple head with Trump, you see, is going to create a new uniform and awakened drive to unity. And it will be different from the past because unity is always going to be different from yesterday's unity. Yesterday's unity is crumbled. Yesterday's unity is fragmented. That's what fragmented is. Unity and order fragments, but then life creates new order. You see, life creates order, and we forget that. We think, oh no, it's going to be this way forever. Oh no, you see. We forget that you are life and life is unity. That's the drive of life. When we resist unity, we feel stress and suffering, and we feel separation. And we feel we're going in circles and in the wrong way. We're off course. We're going the wrong way. We're not going towards unity. And the problem is that when we feel the stress, we usually double down on the causes of the stress. We double down on the resistance, thinking that's the obstacle, the enemy is the problem, when it's our resistance to change. It's resistance to life, you see. Life is change. Resist life, and you choose death, you see. So I was really encouraged today with the speech by Oprah Winfrey. I hope you watch it. Because, well, it made everyone cry. It made the nation cry. The response has been really good. I've only seen one negative response on Facebook, my little Facebook world. We know Trump is probably go down as one of our greatest presidents. What? He's going to be great because of what he didn't do and what he wasn't. Life is ironic. I mean, look at Hitler. Hitler created the unified Europe and Israel, neither of which could ever have been created without Hitler. Ironic, you see. So Trump will create a unified America. Trump will create a new wave of unity, whatever form that takes. It's going to be a coalition. It's going to be a unity that includes the contradictory or the incompatible opposites that we've been caught in, liberals and conservatives. Something new is going to be born that transcends the old pair of opposites, but doesn't negate them. It includes the best of both, you see. Both sides have principle and valuable values, put it this way. But the whole has to include the both. It has to include the drive towards the individual freedom and the drive towards social unity. Both have to work together. One can't exclude the other. And that's what we've been doing. Exclusion is not the path towards unity. Inclusion is the path towards unity, health, and healing. And I feel optimistic today. So the future looks good today. Thanks for dropping in.